many years ago. So we'll start off with the school prayer by Swati.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yeah, it's clear.
O hidden life,
No.
vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also one with every other. Thank you.
Thank you, Swati. And for those who are new here, this is a Theosophical prayer, which is universal, which really identifies each and every one of us as that hidden light, vibrant in every being. And once we're aware of that, we automatically get connected to one another. So that was the essence of this prayer. And of course, to the higher selves. So today we have with us, before I continue, to introduce myself, my name is Ramesh R.K. I've had the good fortune of being a Satsangi with the School of Ancient Wisdom for many years. And also having met Mamanize, I think the essence of why we are here together is the outpouring of her love and her connection with the higher, because she had, out of her own personal endeavor, without the funding, she had used her own personal means. So this satsang is a little unusual. We have the good fortune of having Shrekanth RG G, and he will be taking a satsang on nature's path to sustainability and healing, bioenzymes, which is really very intriguing because you've spoken about Sanatana Dharma as basically one of the world's best methods or philosophies for sustainable living. Really, it boils down to that, a set of best practices as a set of guidelines for sustainable living of humankind. So to introduce Shrekanth ji, Shrekanth RG, a Tamil-speaking Hyderabadi, has transitioned from diverse corporate career spanning 17 years across industries like hospitality, healthcare, IT, and education to become a trailblazer in environmental sustainability. His journey took a transformative turn as he embraced entrepreneurship and adopted a nomadic lifestyle with his family, focusing on learning about nature and sustainable practices. During his travel across India and several countries, Shrekanth ji inspired others through workshops on eco-friendly living and created probiotic-based products for our homes and personal care. As a co-founder of House of Grow Nest, Shrekanth ji is pioneering India's first bioenzyme-based skincare and hair care products, promoting sustainable alternatives. His commitment to waste management has led him to propose innovative solutions to municipalities and communities. Additionally, he has made a mark in education with initiatives like the world record-setting bioenzyme batching event. I hope I got that right. Bioenzyme batching event aimed at inspiring younger generations. As a mentor, Shrekanth ji continues to ignite the entrepreneurial spirit in inspiring innovators, embodying a mission of purpose and commitment to a greener world. So we really need to hear this message from people like Shrekanth ji, who are really the people like him are the need of the hour, because we really need to learn how to reconnect with Mother Earth. So without much more ado, over to you, Shrekanth ji. And thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. A warm welcome to all the participants. Thank you for introducing me to all of the participants. And I think this is the first time that I will be speaking here in front of this audience. And it brings me immense pleasure because I have been to the School of Ancient Wisdom on twice occasions. So I had the opportunity of experiencing the serenity, the atmosphere over there. And also I happened to visit the small store, which showcases value-added products which are made from, made by people who practice sustainability. So that's where I happened to make some connections. So this is my first online session with uh, the School of Ancient Wisdom, and I'm very glad to be here. So to start with, I mean, we are talking about bioenzymes. We have traveled a long way. Now, what happened in the past, in the last 4 years, the entire world shut down itself due to one particular reason. And a lot of people started thinking, from that moment onwards, and we need to do something for ourselves. We need to do something for our planet. And people started making that shift. A lot of people have transformed their lives from what they were living to now what they are living right now. So it all started in 2011 when I quit my job because I wanted to do something for myself. So I set off on a journey with my family and try to learn a lot of things around sustainability, and where I learned things like what we're going to talk about: bioenzymes, probiotics, how to build natural houses, how to spin your own yarn, how to dye your own yarn, how to weave your own fabric, how to stitch. I've not learned stitching, but at least I've got some hands on weaving and cloth dyeing. So I've attended so many workshops to learn about all these things because we need to be sustainable. So we need to learn all these things. So the primary thing what we talk about always, for living, what you need is roti, kapda, and makan, right? So I wanted to touch all those aspects of life, in a most sustainable way. So I learned organic farming. I did some farming. I went to Japan. I learned their techniques as well, biological farming. Then I did my permaculture certification course, and I was also doing some consulting for people who farmers, who had big land banks, and also small time farmers, to help them with their to move from toxin laden farming to toxin free farming. And then came kapda, roti ho gaya, so kapda. So that's where I learned how to spin a yarn, weave a fabric, do dyeing. I attended dyeing workshops, and I, in fact, took some dyeing workshops myself and taught a lot of people how to dye their own fabric. And then Makan aspect, I learned how to construct natural buildings. I learned how to make adobe, how to construct walls using wattle and daub, and bamboo structures. And how do you do a cobweb, cob constructions, not cobweb, sorry, cob constructions, and laterite constructions. So I put my hands there everywhere possible. So, but one thing that I stuck to was bioenzymes, which was very close to my heart. That's because the kind of life that I was living in Hyderabad, I always wanted to be a movie star. The only reason being because I was discriminated being a South Indian down south, because in my class room, we had people like, just like Bangalore, even Hyderabad is a cosmopolitan culture. You have a lot of people coming there. So a lot of name calling happening on my color, on my race. So I wanted to be a movie star, because if I be a movie star, then people will start loving me. So, but to become a movie star, you need to look fair and all of that, because that was in the head. Because when you look at movies and Telugu movies in Hindi, you find these movie stars really very fair and, very well dressed and made up. I really wanted to be that, and I tried a lot of cosmetics for that reason. but it did not help me. And as years went by, I moved out of school, college, and started working. So that dream was just left as a dream, and I got into the mainstream. And then what I picked up with me is well, what stuck with me is not my dream, but the kind of products that I started using. A lot of cosmetics, daily routine products, which were laid with heavy chemicals. And by the time I got married, I was asthmatic, and I had serious health issues. Then I wanted to get rid of that. So that's when I got in touch with Bioenzymes, and I said, okay, I'm going to use something which is natural. I started understanding about the kind of products that we use at home will create a toxic overload on our system, on our bodies. Not only our body, it will also harm the environment. So as a responsible human being on this planet, we need to coexist with the other living organisms as well, because whatever we do to ourselves, we are also directly or indirectly impacting the other living beings around us. So we need to coexist with them. So that's how I adopted Bioenzyme. So I started shunning away all those products that I used, and I replaced it with plain water. Just water is more than sufficient. The only reason, I mean, I used to have bath with just plain water, wash my clothes with just plain, even today, although I manufacture a lot of products, once in a while I use my own products, but most of the time I use plain water to wash my clothes. The reason is very simple. Water in itself has a character to clean. So even if you bathe using a soap or a shower gel, you ultimately use water to cleanse or rinse yourself. You need water to rinse clothes. You need water to rinse, utensils. So water is the cleaner, the real cleaner. So started using only water. And after using water, I started understanding that, just water is more than sufficient and you don't need any of these products. So then over a period of time, I got rid of my health issues and I started living a healthy life. And I used to be a avid non-vegetarian person. So it's been like 8 to 10 years now that I completely quit non-vegetarian diet. And after quitting non-vegetarian diet, I really started feeling, falling in love with my own body, with the way the body functions itself, the way the digestion happens, with the way that I'm able to do things, and the kind of thoughts that I get, swift thoughts. I'm very alert and I'm quick to action things, and I'm not lethargic. I don't delay things, and mentally also I'm more balanced. So a lot of things, I mean, a lot of learning happened, and vegetarian, way of life is the most sustainable way of life than a non-vegetarian, way of life. Although I'm born to a Brahmin, but I grew up in Hyderabad, so I couldn't help but so have food, in Hyderabad in such a kind of an environment. So we'll just jump into the presentation. I don't really want to waste much of time, but I would share the screen. So this is just a small introduction about myself, but if you have any questions, you can always ask me. So Bioenzymes, it's a small overview. House of Growness is a company which I founded along with my partner, Deepika. She's also logged in, and she's from West Bengal. And I'm right now here in Tamil Nadu, connecting with you all. So we call ourselves as, I'm sorry.
Before you continue,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, how would you like to have, because there's so many interesting things that you've said, and a lot of questions also have already come up in my mind. But how would you like to do the Q&A? Would you like to do it like sequentially after every section of your presentation, or towards the ending?
The question answers you're talking about, or
yes?
No, we'll just go with the flow. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I just started presenting, so I've not made any preparation as such to present. So I just thought, let me give a short talk, maybe for about 10 minutes, and then jump into a presentation. The presentation will be done maybe in 10 or 15 minutes. It's not a big presentation though.
Okay, sure. Then maybe we'll wait.
I want to reserve a lot of time for question answers, because I like to interact with people more than talking about all these things. But these things, information, what is being presented in a presentation is just an information. Although we will be talking, people will read through that information, and it's more than self-explanatory. So yeah, House of Ernest, and now we are dealing with this problem. We are trying to solve a problem. Human health is a problem in today's world. We have a lot of the kind of products that we use at home, right from our toilet cleaners, floor cleaners, they leave residues. Like, I'll give you a short example. When we use a toilet cleaner, a regular toilet cleaner at home, we put the toilet cleaner, wait for 20 minutes, brush and flush. But when we try it ourselves, what happens is that we try to brush and scrub really well, but the stain doesn't go away. We're not talking about the toilet stain, but we're talking about the toilet cleaner stain. No, that is a residue. And the effect of that kind of residue is hormonal imbalance. So earlier, young women, the young girls used to reach puberty at the age of 14, 15 years. Okay, but today, if you ask that question, at what age do young girls reach puberty? It's 10 or sometimes less than 10 or even less than 8, 9 years. So that is a concern. Human health is concerned. So it's concerning. It is a threat to our children. It's a threat to our pets at home. A lot of pets are falling sick because of the kind of products that we are using at home. There are hormonal imbalance. Men tend to look like women. Women tend to look, speak like men. The tone is changing, right? So we are denaturing. So a lot of impact because of growing, lifestyle disease. So the problem is not only with human health, but it is also with the planet. The planet is also suffering. So there's gray water. So the effect of toxins, you can see that. And this is our well-known Belandur Lake on the right-hand side. You see that. We have a distinction. Bangalore, I lived in Bangalore for about 17 years. So I'm also a Bangalorean. I mean, I belong to planet Earth. So wherever I go, Yadu Mure, Yavarum Kerala. So wherever I go, that is my place. So we are a part of the Earth. So Bangalore, we share a distinction of putting Bangalore right on the map for the wrong reason. Whenever you put these two keywords, lake and fire, on Google, you'll find this image, no matter what. This is what we've been doing and the reason is us. We did it to ourselves. The kind of products that we use, the kind of toxins that we use in our products, those get into the sewer and enter into the water bodies and pollute them. And this is what we've done to ourselves. So to address this problem, we have a solution. And the solution is bioenzyme. So what is bioenzyme? So this is a short video, which will not take more than 50 seconds. Just play this. Hello, everyone. This is Shrekanth RG, and now we are going to look into what is bioenzyme and why should we use it. This video is the first part of our 4-part video series on bioenzymes. Please do check out for other videos too. Bioenzymes is a multi-purpose natural cleaner which is made by fermenting fruit and vegetable peels, mainly citrus. The benefits are, it's highly cost-effective when made at home. It's natural and safe replacement for all harsh and harmful chemicals. It's a great natural insect repellent, specifically for mosquitoes. And you know what? It requires extremely less water. Sure. So this is the gist of it. The entire bioenzyme session is compressed into 1 minute. So they are made from fermenting organic materials, raw materials. It could be fruits, flowers, plants, any organic materials. All you need is jaggery and water to ferment these organic matter, and then the process involves 90 days. It involves fermentation. It involves aerobic as well as anaerobic fermentation. Aerobic fermentation for 30 days, anaerobic fermentation for 60 days. So this is the solution that we are trying to offer to mankind. This is what I've learned from different sources, and this is what I'm trying to share as an information. Now, we'll move on to this. This is the ratio where these are what is required. You need a barrel, probably something like this, a glass jar or a plastic jar, where you have 10 parts of water, 3 parts of fruit, organic, material, and 1 part of jaggery. That's it. So you just put them in a wide mouth container and keep it closed. Every day for the first 30 days, you open the lid and release the gases, because a lot of gases due to fermentation, and then you close it during the first 30 days. And for the next 60 days, you keep it airtight. So after 90 days, you have to filter this particular content and you can start using it. You can use it as a floor cleaner, toilet cleaner, dishwash, laundry wash. You name it, you can use it. You can also use it in construction. You can pour some enzymes in your cement mortar and you can use it for walls to keep your walls moist and ensure that they don't crack. And also it'll keep the premises cool. So you can utilize the same enzyme in watering your plants. You can give it into your venturi, into drip irrigation. You can treat the soil. You can also take care of animals. You can take care of cattle. And bioenzymes, we have applied bioenzymes to cows. Recently, 2 years ago, there was a disease which was lumpy, which was called as lumpy, which was more prevalent in villages. So we applied enzymes to treat those cows. It takes care of outdoor pollution as well as indoor pollution. As we speak, bioenzymes are being sprayed out in the open in Delhi to reduce uh, uh, air pollution levels and increase the air quality. And not only that, it can also increase the microbiome inside the house, because we also are victims of indoor pollution with the kind of products that we use. Every time we open a toxic chemical to mop our floor or clean our toilet, I mean, our body, when we interact with those toxins, our body would show us the symptoms. And every time when you happen to clean your toilet, you see your eyes burning, you have some respiratory issues, you'll gasp for air. It is so very uncomfortable when we get into an overhead tank to clean it using bleaching agents. Our bodies are so uncomfortable. So we need to have something which is more comfortable. Just water will do the job for us, but our mindset will not allow us to do it. So that is the reason why we need to it is not very easy to shift the focus of a person to or bring the focus of that person from a toxic chemical to something which is like plain water. So to bridge that gap in between, so that's where we pitched bioenzyme in, and we said, okay, let's go ahead and use it. So this is the process. You need an airtight wide mouth container with water, jaggery, and organic material. And the end result is you have a non-toxic, biodegradable, eco-friendly, all-natural home cleaner. It can also be used as a biofertilizer. So how is it made? This is very simple. Again, less than a minute. Hello everyone, this is Shrekanth Arji, and now we're going to learn how to make bioenzymes. This video is the second part of our 4-part video series on bioenzymes. Okay, so all you need right now is an airtight container, and remember this ratio, 10:3:1, where 10 denotes 10 cups of water, 3 denotes 3 cups of citrus peel. It could be orange, sweet lime, lemon, or pineapple. You can either batch them separately or mix them all. It doesn't matter. And 1 ratio denotes 1 cup of jaggery. The procedure is very simple. Mix all the contents in the container and keep it closed. During the first 30 days, keep releasing the gases formed by opening the lid once every day. Once this is done, keep the lid closed in an airtight condition for the next 60 days. And after the 90th day, filter the contents and start using it. That's it. You just have to filter the content and you can just start using it. To use it as a floor cleaner, you just take some, put it in water and start mopping your floor. To clean up your toilet, you can use it directly. Wait for some time, brush it and flush it. You'll have peace of mind using these products. You can use it for use it for multiple. You can purpose it for different cleaning chores at home. Not only cleaning chores, you can also use it for your personal care as well. So earlier we used to use bioenzymes in its raw form to do our cleaning as well as for our personal care. So what happened is over the last 8 years, I have been promoting the concept of bioenzymes, conducted more than 300-400 workshops in India, Singapore, Malaysia, and I've traveled to other countries and I've conducted workshops on food as well. So what I understood is that there are a section of people who would adopt this kind of a lifestyle, but there are another section of a larger chunk of people who may not like the idea of using it in its raw form, because the moment you open it, it smells fermented, it smells acidic. So they're not very comfortable, to smell those kind of solution. So they need something which is as good as market sold product with some good fragrance and good texture and good color, because nobody would be, I mean, a major chunk of people may not be happy using something which looks in this color. So to curb that, we started innovating. We did a lot of trial and testing, and we, created value added products which is as good as, a market sold product, again without using any of these toxic ingredients like SLES, parabens, formaldehyde, titanium dioxide, and all these things. These are kind of toxic ingredients which are there in our everyday chemical cleaners, which will disrupt our hormones, which are hormone inhibitors. So we need to get rid of these particular toxins. So to you know make a regular person to switch to a natural product, so we innovated products like these. So we've infused bioenzymes, and we made products like these. This is a floor cleaner which we made, which is made from bioenzymes. Now, Cleanest is our brand from House of Grownest. So we have two brands. One is Cleanest and one is Glownest. So this is the floor cleaner. And the floor cleaner, we've infused, the natural essential oils. We used citronella and lemongrass, which are natural insect repellents. So when you mop the floor, you can get rid of your mosquitoes. And this is a toilet cleaner. And the kind of essential oils that we are using are all organic certified, IFRA certified essential oils. So there are absolutely no toxins in it. And this is a toilet cleaner where we made use of neem and lemon, and we made a nice smelling toilet cleaner. It smells really good. I mean, in comparison to the regular toilet cleaners which are sold in the market, this smells really good. And we wanted to have a dishwashing liquid, which looks as good as our So Nimbu Shakti wala, dishwash. Okay. So we have, infused lemon into all these, and all these contain bioenzyme and coconut oil based, surfactants. So they are made from coconut oil surfactants and bioenzymes. And we used all these IFRA certified. And because we are using these certified essential oils, the organization, we have recently gotten US FDA approval for the kind of ingredients that we are using. And this is made from rose. Rose, is a natural fabric softener. It has got a very high cleansing power. So when you make bioenzymes out of rose and you do your laundry, your fabric tends to become soft. Now, what happens is in the market, now everybody's mind is being fed with these fabric softeners. You buy a detergent and you also buy a fabric softener. So what these fabric softeners, they do is that they have a fragrance locking agents in it. So it is not helpful when you do your laundry and rinse your laundry. The fabric softener is only helpful when you dry your clothing. I mean, once you pick the cloth from your cloth line and you start ironing it. When you iron it, it releases a fragrance. So it gives you a good feeling. So that is the reason why people tend to buy fabric softeners. But actually, it does more damage to the fabric than softening the fabric. And it will not, it will not retain the color of that particular fabric. But rose, in its natural form, is a natural fabric softener. It will also ensure that it retains the natural fabric of that particular, natural color of that particular fabric. So this is a laundry wash. And then we have something called as tile cleaner. So this is citrusy, and this is my favorite because it has got orange as well as lemon in it, and it smells really good, and it looks also really good. And we have used colors and pigments in these particular products, and those pigments are also edible ingredients. Now, if you look at the pigment used in this, it's made, it's an extract of strawberry. And we have used pigment here. It is nothing but annatto seeds, which we normally use for natural cloth dyeing. And if you're wearing a natural fabric, which is organic cotton, so we use annatto seeds over here. And we use plant-based pigment over here also. Here now it looks green, but over a period of time it'll tend to look blue. It will match the color of the market sold product. But again, it's a natural, all natural plant-based pigment. So they are all plant-based. So these are our thing. And then we started innovating on value-added products like, this is an insect repellent. So it's a mosquito repellent spray where you can spray it on the body, you can spray it on clothes, you can spray it on shells. So it can keep mosquito and other. And not only that, this is our hero product, I should say. I think the fast selling product now, because this is for women, mostly women and travelers. They use, it's a toilet seat hygiene spray. So wherever you're using a public toilet or a shared toilet, so you can just spray it on the toilet seat, and you can use a toilet seat comfortably without any discomfort. So that's about, so we are using, so this is our USP. So we are cruelty free. We are not using any animal ingredient. No animals were harmed. We don't use, even in our personal care products. We, for example, Glow Nest is our personal care product. So we make butters, but we don't use any animal-based butters. So everything is plant-based, vegan, organic, and so these are some of the products that I would like to show. This is an aloe cucumber skin and hair cream, where you can use it as a hair conditioner as well as a skin moisturizer. So it's a 2-in-1. So like that, we have it in 2 different flavors. One is in rose and mint, and aloe and cucumber. So I just have very few products. We have 70 of them, but I'm just showing a couple of them just to give you a gist of it. Then this is a clay mask made from turmeric and sea buckthorn. And this is a French green clay mask for oily skin. And this is for controlling pigmentation on the skin. And this is a rose pink clay mask. Very few products. And this is a beautiful blend of 14 different IFRA certified organic oils, 9 different oils, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So where can we get them in Bangalore, for example? And are they competitively
they're
priced?
available online. They are available online.
Where do we go to online?
Yeah, you can visit growness.in.
Grownut.in.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Well, let's. I'll give you. I'm just trying to give a reason why we made so many products is because when we tell people to use bioenzymes in its natural form, not many people will accept it. So that is the reason why we innovated and we made great value-added products like these avocado shampoo, and this is strawberry and raspberry shampoo. We call it Very Berry, and this is tea tree and rosemary shampoo. Then we have shower gels. I'm just showing a couple of them, and that's it. I'm done with 1 or 2 more products. That's all. So this is a shower gel, mint and jasmine, as well as lavender and vanilla shower gel. Everything has got bioenzymes in it. So everything is bioenzyme based product. So this is a herbal hair oil, and this is our fast selling apricot and walnut scrub. So we ventured into, and for those people who are more conscious about not using liquid shampoo, for them we have a shampoo bar packed in an eco-friendly pack. So this is a soap bar, which you can use it as a shampoo as well as a shaving bar. We also have shaving bars. And for those who use deodorants, they contain a lot of, what do you say, they are alcohol-based deodorants. They cause skin irritation, they cause skin rashes, they disrupt the hormones. So for them, we have a natural replacement. They are cream-based deodorants. So no spray, no gas, no alcohol. These are alcohol-free, cream-based deodorants made from plant-based butters. And that's about it. So I have 70 products, but I've just showed you some products just to give you a gist of what kind of products we are making. So this is our team founded by Deepika and myself. So Deepika is a diploma in business management. She lives in Asansol, West Bengal, and she's the one who created all these personal care products and home care products. And she has done thorough research, and she's done many courses on product making. And these products are now certified. They are lab tested. They are certified. They are FDA approved. We have ISO 14001 2015, which is Environmental Management System certification that we've got. We are Green Guard certified, and we have quite a few certifications. So this is our journey. We started. So we joined together, and now this talks about our awareness sessions and how we set up the company, where all we showcased our organization and our products. And that's House of Growness with products, and Deepika and myself. So we've also done a big project on waste management for ISKCON Vrindavan, where we collected huge amount of floral waste which been offered in the temple. So we collected all that flowers, and we batched great products like floor cleaner. As we speak, they are still using that. We made 500 plus liters of floor cleaner, toilet cleaner, dishwash, and laundry wash for people who are living there. And also we've sent some of the products to their farm. There are people living in their farm. So it is also a social kind of an organization. A lot of devotees come there. So we are repurposing the flowers which are being offered to God, and we are utilizing the same thing to clean the temple premises and all of that. And it gives us a lot of satisfaction to do these kind of social works as well. So that's about our journey, and this is where you get to get in touch with us. We have an Instagram page, House of Growness, and that is our website where you can order your products, and that is a contact number where you can reach out to me, and our email address, founder@growness.org. So we've just wanted to keep it very simple, wanted to keep it very, very less informative, because we want to invite more of questions. So half an hour is the time that I thought that I'm going to finish this off, and welcome questions. Over to you, Ramesh.
Thank you, Shrekanth. That was very interesting.
Right.
Yes, I do have questions, and but before I ask my questions, I would invite others to do so. And before they start, I want to say that it is really very interesting what you're doing. I think that if you can inspire many more people to be eco-conscious and sustainable in this way, I think we'll see a lot more, especially in the area of food. I think food is one main big area which is completely messed up at the moment. Unfortunately, for commercial reasons, people are willing to put others' lives at risk in a manner of speaking. So if we can bring about this kind of a revolution in this area, for example, soil replenishment, the the micronutrients of the soil, for example, and also other environmentally rejuvenating activities like river rejuvenation and so on to make a big. So before I ask my questions, I request our other participants. In fact, we are having less participants today because today is the first day of Navaratri, and I suppose many of them are busy. But your topic is very interesting. I'm very sure that they'd be happy to go through this video recording, which Swati will post later on YouTube. So I think they have missed something. So for the ones
Nobody would miss anything. Nobody would miss anything. If anyone would have missed, it comes back to them. Whatever is due to them will come back to them. May not be now,
of course.
maybe sometime later.
Yes, when we are ready, the Guru finds us. Yes. So if anybody has any questions, please do ask.
So you can start with yourself, because you had some questions while I was talking. You
I
said,
do. I'm quite. I can. I have a line of questions. So I'd like to give the others a chance first.
okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Janakiram sir. Quite a lot of products, and we have been innovating these products for years now, and we are happy that it's taken shape now, and we are able to get the required certifications, because we need to pitch them in line with the kind of products which are available in the market. We are not waging a war against the corporates or the product making companies of that stature. But what we are saying is that if you need any natural alternative, here we are. So we don't want to raise voice against some other brand or something and create a negative thing for our own selves, because whatever we speak, it comes back to us. So say, okay, we have something natural alternative. We are better in terms of these things comparatively. So you can make a decision, you can make a conscious choice, because we are human beings with some level of consciousness. So if it makes sense to make a conscious choice, a conscious decision to lead a conscious way of life, well, these are conscious products, eco-conscious products, which they can utilize. So this is how earlier I used to be involved in conducting workshops on enzymes. Now my entire focus is on helping those people who wanted a particular product, but they don't have access to it. So a lot of people are looking out for such products, but they do not know where to go and find. So my work is now involved to find the product to the end user. So this is what I'm doing right now. We couldn't affect change because more of evangelism, which I did in the last 6-8 years. Maybe to a certain extent, I was able to create an impact. But after I started selling these products, I realized that there's a lot of people who are willing to come forward and take these and utilize it at home. If you want to make it at home, you can make it at home by making these beautiful, lovely cleaners. But if you don't have the time, and if you really want something which are not as good as this, but something which are sold in the market, so we have products for you as well. So you can go ahead with your questions.
Right. So it looks like nobody else has any more questions at the moment. So
anyway, we use kitchen waste for our garden manure. That is one way we contribute, and rainwater harvesting. And it is quite interesting and impressive what work you are doing, and very happy to see your growth, and also got a lot of new ideas on how this multinational products cause problems or national products cause problems, hormone and other effects, and so we go back to nature. Anyway, I hope Trump will not come and then blow us all away.
That's right. Very true. Very true. And these are nothing but our ancient Ayurveda concept. And I'm very happy to share that with the School of Ancient Wisdom, because this is all about going back to the roots. So all these products are an outcome of fermentation, which is there in our Ayurveda, Arishta and Asava. Arishta is a boiled fermentation process. Asava is a raw fermentation process. So bioenzyme in itself is asavam, which is a raw fermentation process, which is perfectly there in Ayurveda's Rasa Shastra. In Takrarishta, you can find all these kind of formulations. But we've forgotten this. We've stopped studying about those things, and we went to school and adopted the Macaulay's system of education, unfortunately. But these are there, imbibed in our roots. So little glance, if we could glance, then our DNA will again, bring that memory back to us and make us to experiment with many things, and we will be innovators of great products. So it will help us innovate really great products. So once we go back to our roots.
very interesting. In fact, we'd love to have your phone number here. Maybe sometime if you can get in touch with you, because whatever you said was opening up many windows of thought streams for me. Thank you. So now, my questions start from it appears that you have gone through a certain amount of soul searching and seeking. Maybe you're a soul who's an old soul who's gone through some growth in previous lives, because this kind of this doesn't just come about, just like that. So what started you off on this journey? Because as spiritual seekers, and this is a satsang for that, what you have done is a manifestation of that outpouring from within you to be in sustenance, to be in resonance with nature. And that is really what I think, if you look at all our religions and philosophies, it really looks at how we can be sustainable, how we can become a better person every day, so that ultimately we aim at self-realization. So what got you started off?
Oh, well, 2011, I was like pretty stressed at work. I was working in Whitefield. I was in the IT sector. So work stress caught me up. I got caught up in that. And then I wanted to break myself free. I wanted to do something else. So I quit my job. That was just after my marriage. I quit my job. I had a child by then. He was 3 months old. So that was a dangerous decision. I was having a home loan and all of that. And then I quit my job and I started a business. I started selling kitchen appliances for a while, and it worked out really well. I was doing really good for about a year or two. And then something was missing out in my life because I was not able to spend more time with my family, my kid. So we set out to spend a lot of time. So I started doing freelancing job for a while so that I could spend more time at home. Then once there was a calling for us all together, so we three of us, we set off on a journey. My son was in school. He was in second standard at that point of time, so we got him off school and we set off on a journey, and he never went back to school after that. So that was in 2016 17. We got him out of the school and we set out on a road journey. We started traveling every nook and corner on this country of this country. With whatever savings we had, we went to remotest villages possible. We conducted workshops. We learned as well as we shared a lot of things. So we lived a nomadic life. We just had a tent in our back in the boot, and a tent and a small firewood stuff, and we call it a ammi kallu, right underneath the driver's seat, and hand pounding mortar to pound the spices, and a little bit of groceries and some clothes. That's it. And we set off. And we were living in a rented house in Bangalore. And I had a home loan for a house which is in Hyderabad to date. So we vacated the house. I donated a lot of stuff, what I had in my house, and some I left it with my in-laws. Some I gave it off to some friends, and I vacated the house. I was living in Horamau in Bangalore, and I set out, and that was in 2018. So from 2018 to 2021, I was living without a house, no
So
house.
basically, it was like your car was your house.
My car was my house. Yes, I still have it parked outside, so it's still there. Yeah, I'm in Tamil Nadu, still using Karnataka registration, and I'm happy to still have it. So now this is a rented space which I use it for my office, and I store my products over here. So till 2021, what 21, I rented out this place this year. So this year I
So
rented out.
where's your factory where you make all your products?
It's in West Bengal, where she's sitting, where Deepika is sitting. You can see that's a.
You are the husband and wife, right?
No. She's my partner.
Okay. Because it's quite an adventure when you say that you had a very young child and you, as a family, decided to just chuck away this conventional form of conventional grihastha lifestyle
Both of
and do
them,
this.
my son and my spouse, both of them are in Malaysia right now as we speak. So they are flying back to India. So they've gone to conduct a workshop there on no oil, no boil food. So they uh, conduct workshops on how to prepare South Indian delicacies without using oil, without using fire. So
So
whenever
how
you,
old is your son?
my son right now, he must be 13, 14 years now. He's 13
Wow. So what
years.
kind of education have you exposed him to? Because it's
He's exposed to farming. He learned farming. He knows how to grow microgreens. He knows how to rear cattle. He knows how to do corp constructions. He learned laterite buildings. So what made these courses what I did it along with him. So the dyeing workshop, wherever I've been to, I've taken him with me. So he's traveled with me. So education, when we have kids, education, we think that, okay, we are educated, we are learned. Now it is the turn of the child to be educated. Actually, according to me, education does not stop. So when you have a child in the house, your education, your education really starts, because that's when you tend to become, you trying to learn, because there is no course on how to become a parent, right? Is a kid
yes,
does
I said
parenthood.
that many times. In
Yeah,
fact, we should have some institution that teaches us how to be a good spouse, how to be a good parent.
yeah. How to be a good parent, our children will teach us. Nobody can teach us.
Yeah, of course.
Our
That's
chil-
if we choose to see it like that. Yes.
Yeah, so we set out on a journey, and that was in 2017-18. We went out. We traveled parts of Karnataka, Maharashtra, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Telangana, Orissa, West Bengal, not West Bengal. West Bengal recently happened, but Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Chandigarh, Punjab. We took the car all the way from, down south from Kanyakumari to, from Coimbatore to, Udaipur in Rajasthan. We spent there. We spent time in different farms, pitch tents. We lived in our tent. There were a time during Corona, we did not have a house to live because we set out in 2018. So there is no house. Now during lockdown, what to do? Where do you live? And that's when I got in touch with Deepika. I pitched a tent in one of the farm, and I was doing an online workshop. And that's where she attended one of my workshop, and that's where we got connected. And we've been there together ever since. And that was in 2020. So 4 years down the lane now, we both are partners working together. So this is how it is. So she looks after operations there in West Bengal. I look after operations here in Tamil Nadu. And once in 6 months, we meet for a proper official meetup. And then we discuss plans, and then we split, and then we are back at our own places doing things together. So during the lockdown, we moved from one district to another district, and it was difficult. During the first phase, nobody were allowed. But I used to choose one particular time slot where the police or the security personnel were not there. So sneak from one district to another district. So like that, I kept traveling. So I think I was the only person in the entire country who was traveling openly during a strict first phase lockdown. So I've moved through 4 or 5 districts during that point of time. And then in 2021, I came to Coimbatore when the second phase was starting off. At that point of time, I took a place. I used a place of my friend where we stayed. We opened a restaurant there called a No Oil No Boil restaurant in Coimbatore, and that's where we started another journey. So we've been
your restaurant is about raw, uncooked food, or
uncooked food. Yes, it's actually a friend of mine called Shivakumar, Padel Shivakumar. So himself, myself, and my family, we run that restaurant together. Earlier, we used to do that.
I'm
Now,
curious to know. This food would probably be completely sattvic. So, how has the populace at large received the food? And is it
they've been
pricey?
receiving quite well. I mean, if I'm allowed to share some clips of that, I can show you something.
And
All right.
is it pricey?
It's at $250. You get a full meal.
Okay, the regular price.
Yeah, it's a regular price. I can show you here. Share it. This is Bioenzyme, and let's say Padel no iron boil. Okay, so this is
Because I think I've heard this name before.
you heard it in Padel no oil no boil, yeah.
Ah.
So all that. So this is my spouse. So she's helping him right now. So himself, her, and my son, they have traveled to Malaysia. They asked me to join them, but I was not able to because I was in Kolkata. Sometime back, I just returned from Kolkata a couple of
Right.
days ago. So they are in Malaysia. So a lot of things they do.
So that means you said I really kind of admire the approach that you had, that you wanted to cover all important areas of life,
Yes.
food, clothing, and shelter. Of course, you didn't really speak about, but
You don't need shelter. I'll tell you why. If you look at any living organism apart from human beings are so-called, they have sixth sense, right? They're so-called, what do you say, consciously evolved, higher conscious evolved
it's
human.
supposed to be, yes, and many of us are human beings.
Supposed to be.
Yes.
But if you look at any living organisms on this particular planet, a bird builds a nest, okay, and a rat lives in a burrow, and the lion gets into a den, and whatever it makes, itself, it is only for propagation. It is only to create another life. Once another life is created, they just shun it, they discard and go off. You look at birds, they live in total freedom, totality. They don't need a nest. The nest is only to nurture the young ones. And we human beings, we construct a big prison for ourselves for life. And we say, this is not only prison for myself, but I'm leaving this prison for my son. I'm leaving this prison for my daughter, so that they can be there confined. But if you look at in the forest, in the open, in the wild, they may have five senses. Who said they have five senses? We said. Who said humans have six senses? Humans said. They didn't say that. But if you look at the way they live their life, they live in total reality.
Yes, they're fully connected with the higher.
Yeah, they are connected. They are totally connected. So we don't need house, and we don't need farm as well. That is the reason why whatever savings I had, I blew it away. I spent it off on all my travel to Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Japan, Greece. I went. I took sessions there to teach about all these no oil, no boil food. So I blew all that money. So that was not required.
But you see, but the way you're living at the moment requires a solid leap of faith, because it really is a person who is spiritually more aware. Now, not many people are at that level. And as human beings, history has shown that initially, when we were hunter gatherers, it's only after we started living in larger
Mobs.
villages and then towns and so on, and we started becoming farmers, did that feeling of peace and security come in. I mean, we could set up secure spaces where we wouldn't be attacked by a wild animal. And therefore, when we started having extra food, which we didn't have to forage for it on a daily basis, the awareness slowly started growing into arts and science, and then the philosophy started. So in this modern day, I mean, a person like you, I think, has a lot to do with has a lot that you can give to the world by the way of a healthy way of living, maybe hybridized with modern lifestyles and education systems. How we can take them a step, or maybe many steps closer to nature, and yet still be palatable for populations at large. Because I think what you have done is a little on the wilder side. I mean, I personally love it. In fact, even for my child, I put him in a Waldorf school, which is at least makes him a little more aware, And the idea was to support him to find his Swadharma. But what you've done over here, by the way, these products definitely is something very important that we need to get back into our education system, which was destroyed during the 1750 1700s, when Gurukul systems were dismantled and replaced by this industrial revolution based education, which is not sustainable. Obviously, it's a lower consciousness education. So have you thought of educational endeavors? Because the value that you have put in should not be just restricted to the benefit of a few who buy your products, but it could actually start a kind of revolution of sorts. You've got my son's attention now. You could start a revolution of sorts where it could quickly transform communities to a lot more connected with nature, with each other as human beings, and make the world a better place, actually, if the essence of this philosophy is spread.
That goes on, actually. I'm actually a wrong example because I tried to experiment with my own life. So what I did was an experiment. What worked out for me may not work out for others. So it was just an experimental basis. So I lived an income-free life without business, without job for about 6 to 8 years now. But now that I started this journey as a businessman, I'm coming back into that groove, because now I realize I have a 13, 14-year-old son who has his needs now. So I realized, what did I do to him? But okay, he's not like other kids who pester for things and, he wants something. He's also, on one meal a day. He just eats one meal a day like us.
Oh.
Yeah, he does not take 2 or 3 meals a day. He's just on one meal a day, and his meal is mostly coconut and banana. That's it. He doesn't take cooked food. So he's on raw diet. So he's on raw diet. My spouse is also on raw diet. My wife, she's on raw diet, and I take maybe one cooked meal, and that is a no grain diet. I don't take grains like rice or wheat, or even millets. I just cook. Like today, what I did is I harvested some moringa drumsticks. I chopped them, put them in put them in water, boiled it, use some tomatoes and some ginger, no salt, salt-free diet. So without salt, I just take it and I just drank my soup. So that was my meal for day, for the cooked meal for day. So that's how it is. So
obviously,
very simple. And then keep food very simple. We just eat like that. And sometimes, what we do, we get bottle gourd, we cut it and we just salt it and we eat it. Salt it without oil. So water sorted bottle gourd. So we do it. Most of our food is salt free because we know that these vegetables contain minerals in it. Minerals are nothing but salts. So we are doing, we take more of, when we take more of salt, we are actually creating a sort of numbness on our tongue. So we are making our tongue accustomed to extra salt, extra spice. And when we go and eat in expensive restaurants or restaurants which boast about the kind of, cuisine, they are laid with a lot of spices which are not needed. Spices.
But that is designed for sense gratification. So what you're doing is you're delinking that.
Delinking that, then the spice is only used for treating ailments.
Yeah.
Those are medicines. You cannot have medicine every single day. It is like if you take pepper every single day, it is like taking paracetamol every single day. You become immune to it. Now, when you really have cough, when you try to take pepper, put in milk and you drink or whatever, it will not help you. You take turmeric and you put in your milk and you. I don't use turmeric in my cooking, by the way. Although it is called as antiseptic, it is antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial, and all that, all said and done. But that is a medicine.
Yes.
Traditionally, in Siddha formulations and Ayurvedic formulation, it is used as a medicine. So why don't we take medicine as a medicine? Why do you have to take it as food?
Precisely, yes.
So
we have really a lot to give. I wish you could maybe. I'd love to discuss with you more, but I think you should collate all this, and this should become available to people by the way of a subject or many subjects. Have you thought about it? You should.
Oh, well, I have been conducting workshops every now and then. I do conduct workshops on food. Even my son conducts workshops for kids and also families. Recently, he's done one workshop in a university. I think he's traveled somewhere to Chennai, and he's he did some speaking there. So he also quite often goes to Kumarguru University. It's an autonomous university over here. He gives a talk and he comes. He just talks for about 10-15 minutes. That's it. Because my friend goes for sessions there. Sometimes my wife goes for sessions. So whenever she's traveling now she's taking him along with her wherever she goes, so that she gives him the kind of exposure that he needs. So he's been part of all these workshops. So he's learning in his own way. And now next year he's going to give private examination through NIOS. Now he started learning some math, some physics, some chemistry, because he has to give an exam. So after second standard till his 10th standard, there's a gap. He's not did any learning, but he's able to pick up. So any
He's able to
Dick
what?
or Harry, he's able to pick up that
Yes.
gap from second standard, what he left his studies. Now he's appearing in private, 10th standard directly. So the gap there's a gap, but he's able to pick up. So anyone can learn.
So now that goes to show how our education system, much of it, most of us will forget.
Now, why he doing
And
that is
it
because
is
he's got a reason. He wants to have a driving license. And according to Indian law, you need to be at least 8th standard pass to get a driver's license. Now he does it. He's passed his 8th standard last year. He did it privately, but now he's wanting to do 10th standard also so that he can get a driver's license. That's all is his aim. So
amazing. Extraordinary. So I think I'm curious to know whatever you're doing really is a symptom of people whose consciousness is growing. So have you done anything consciously to grow your consciousness by the way of meditation? Or
I tried Vipassana. Vipassana meditation. So I used to be a Vipassana practitioner for about 3 years. And then I used to do mudra meditation and some sort of meditation, and then some things to deal with self-managed learning, SML. Through one of my teacher from France. He's a follower of Brahma Kumari. So I learned some techniques from them as well. And then later I realized that, why do you meditate? You meditate so that you bring your focus to oneness. You bring your decentralized brain, you make it centralized, and you focus at one place. Then I thought, okay, whatever I do, I'm totally focused in it. So what I do on a daily basis is kind of a meditation for me. So
yes,
I no longer do meditation. I don't sit here at one place, close my eyes and concentrate on my breathing. I just concentrate on my breathing, whatever I'm doing. So let's say if I'm making a product, or I'm packing a product, or I'm talking to someone, I just focus on my breathing. I try to observe how much air is going through these nostrils inside, and what amount of air is coming out, and what has been my breathing technique. And suddenly, if I pressure, give more pressure on my breathing, I realize, okay, then it's time to relax and just focus on your breathing. So let the air, pass through your nostrils freely, and you take your time and just go with the flow. So whatever I do, I focus on my breathing.
It would be of interest for everyone here to know, even for people from the School of Ancient Wisdom, that I'd asked Ma Manize the same question many years ago. How long do you meditate every day? So she would say something similar, that it is like, I don't sit and necessarily meditate specifically, because whatever I do, it is like a meditation for me. Every activity that I do it with a certain awareness that itself is like a meditation. So that's striking that you said something very similar
So I
there.
used to do meditation
And
before. I used to do meditation before, but not anymore. I don't feel the need to do meditation, because even if I sit and do meditation, I would feel that, okay, I'm just sitting there and I'm just observing my breathing. I might as well do the same thing while I'm doing something else as well.
now regarding your products, you see, when it comes to, I remember reading that when it comes to fragrant, something with fragrance in it, mostly, like whether you take a bar of soap, or whether you take a dishwasher, or a floor cleaner, or a shampoo, these chemicals that give you the good fragrance are actually harmful for us. So how do you manage to get a good fragrance from your bio-friendly products?
They are plant-based fragrances. They are IFRA certified fragrances. I would love if my partner speaks up. Would you like to say something about it?
And how do you ensure the shelf life? Because normally natural products have a more limited shelf life compared to these chemicals.
Yes, natural products do have limited shelf life because they interact with each other and they are not very compatible. Just like how toxin-laden products are, they increase the shelf life by adding some more, ingredients to it, and also increasing the heat in it. Now, why don't you go ahead and answer? I really want you to talk about it.
Hello. Yeah, hi. Thank you so much. Answering your question, first of all, regarding the fragrance and all, normally, if you see any kind of cleaners or any product, if you talk about which is available commercially outside, those are using normally fragrance or cosmetic grade kind of, oils, which have phthalates in it, which is a very carcinogenic toxin, basically, and most people are not aware of it. But if you talk about essential oils, which are like distilled form, it is obtained by a process of distillation, right? So those are the purest forms of oils, and if you do not, infuse any kinds of different kinds of toxins into it, like phthalates, then they are the best fragrances that can be used for any kind of purpose. So those oils we are obtaining, and we use them in our formulations, so that they can be like not even harmful for the environment, but basically, first of all, the person who is using it, who is coming in direct contact with that, should not be harmed in any way. So yeah, so that's actually to just increase the aesthetic appeal of the product, because obviously if you are selling something outside, and somebody who is not very connected to nature or doesn't know anything about natural lifestyle or conscious living, would definitely not think on those lines. They would want something just appealing. It should appeal to them, because people as humans, we tend to, become judgmental based on certain things like fragrance, texture, and smell, all of that.
Yeah.
So it affects our decision making when we choose a product.
Yeah.
So these products are in line with that concept, and we have tried to minimalize the use of any kind of processed things. But obviously, we do have, it's not that we will not say that these are chemical free, but because obviously bioenzyme in itself is also a chemical product. Water is also, does have a chemical, formulation. H2O, it's a chemical formulation, isn't it? But not all chemicals are bad, but toxins are bad. So that is how we say that our products are toxin free. They do not have any harsh chemicals, which are, bad for anyone, either environment or for yourself as well. And talking about the shelf life, of course, if you compare it with other things, especially wherever water is involved, obviously water tends to, go rancid after a period of time. So if you talk about a food product or whether it is something that you have to apply on your skin, anything would go bad after a certain period of time. So it has a shelf life. So to increase that, to give that experience, we have incorporated some natural eco certified preservatives, which are very used in a very minimal quantities, and are deemed to be not harmful for either us as well as for the environment. If you are using and they go down our drains, so they will not pollute the environment at large. So those kind of preservatives are definitely used, but of course in a very minimal concentration, so that it should not affect in any way. But if you compare it with a product outside, certain products which have proper water formulations used, they have little less shelf life compared to the products which, I mean, like if you say, suppose you talk about a toilet cleaner, then a toilet cleaner, like the ones which have bleach and toxins, then that might have a shelf life of 3 years. Our product has a shelf life of 1 year.
Okay.
And bioenzyme also in itself acts as a, you know,
Preservative.
preservative, right? So
I-
that also helps.
Your talk came at the right time because I was telling you the other day also that we should do something about our dishwashing liquids, our floor cleaners, toilet cleaners, and even washing machine liquids, which is because these are areas where many of us unconsciously even if we are eco-friendly people, these are all things that are brushed under the carpet when it comes to our visibility. And if we put in efforts over here, it can make a big difference because everybody washes their clothes nowadays in washing machines, and their effluents. I mean, you've shown us a picture of our river in Bangalore, right? So
Lake, Velandur Lake.
Belen Lake, yes, and that's a horror story, yes. So I think that's where it can make an impact. But well, anyway, I mean, I could go on, but I don't want to monopolize this. But what you've done, and I specifically did discuss with you all these things because I feel even if it has impacted anybody, and I'm sure it has impacted all of us over here, to move towards these kind of products made by people who are eco-friendly and conscious, I think we will do our bit to spread this word. And just by introducing these small aspects of lifestyle into our community, you don't know where it will end because when people start using them with that awareness, it starts percolating to other areas, and they might suddenly en masse. It is possible if we reach a critical mass that people can start really looking at personal growth and being much more living in harmony with one another as human beings. The need of the hour at the moment across the world, and that can probably happen. So I see exciting prospects if we start spreading the word in these simple areas, which don't, necessarily. It's like spirituality packaged in a unseen way,
That's
which
right.
is very nice.
That's right. Very true.
So if anybody else has any more questions, please do feel free to ask. Okay. So I suppose now that this brings us to the end of today's satsang. It was a very interesting satsang, especially for me. I really enjoyed it. I don't know what the other others, but and I definitely would want to get in touch with you all sooner probably than later, because I think there is a growing network of people who really have their heart in wanting to make it's quite urgent now. The need to start supporting one another to become more sustainable and follow best practices. And I truly believe that spirituality is one of the most important platforms for personal growth and grounding that gives rise to such best practices, because it is not really a emotional mumbo jumbo, because emotions do play one part in it. But at the end of the day, is to rise above that and to do things that are good for everybody and therefore for ourselves also. Because as you sow, so shall you reap. So from that context, it really makes a very powerful impact. And thank you so much, Shrekanth Garu and
Thank you.
sorry,
Deepika.
yes, your name?
Deepika.
Deepika ji, yes. So I think Deepika ji, yes. So thank you both so much for coming and introducing this in a very innocuous way. You have introduced us to very powerful practices. When you shared about your life, Shikanji, I can understand just delinking from that sense gratification of needing to please the tongue is a huge effort for most of us. And most of us never reach that space where we can just drink moringa juice in this manner. So I'm going to definitely connect with you to find out more about how you did it.
Okay.
But for others here, I pray, and like we all do, that whatever has been shared today is maybe a very simple but powerful way to approach our lives in a slightly different manner that can set the ball rolling when it comes to further personal growth as well. Thank you so much, Vipika, for leading us in that space. It's an amazing share that we've had today through our satsang.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting
You have a workshop at the School of Ancient Wisdom because there's a lot of wisdom behind what you're doing.
So we can conduct some workshops on food. A lot of talk about food because of late I've been doing a lot of food workshops.
Yes.
I can bring in my kid also. He'll be interested to.
Yes, I would love to hear him. I'm sure he's an advanced soul because he's chosen you as parents, and for people like you to really take the bold step to break away from conventions and do this, you're really following your heart. And when you follow your heart so powerfully, you become a powerful divine channel.
Sure. And if anything that you wanted to take up for the School of Ancient Wisdom, we can do it because as I'm telling you that for ISKCON, we have been told that, we will be supplying, certain products that they would want to resell in their brand, in their stores or something like that. If the School of Ancient Wisdom wants to do something like that, we can, give our cleaners so that you can brand it in, the
school's brand.
School's brand, and then you can resell. Something like that can be possible.
Yeah, so Swati, I don't know. Swati probably would be in a better position to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So on that note of gratitude, it's time now. As I mentioned earlier, we're deeply grateful from the School of Ancient Wisdom for opening us to this aspect of life, which really is an outpouring of a soul's spiritual growth.
Sure. Okay.
So we now come to the last section, Loka Samasta, where we collectively pray for one another. We pray for our community members. We pray for those who might need healing. It could be health, it could be severe problems, cancer, heart problems. It could be anything, or financial problems or relationship issues. Just remember their name and what problem they're going through and how you want your prayer to reach them. Because when we pray collectively together, it's exponentially more powerful. So sitting straight with the back, neck, and head aligned for the Loka Samasta. Please take a deep breath and let go. Observe the silence within, which is the common language of the soul, which connects all of us as a part of that same source. Let us send loving prayers to the world at large for healing, for wisdom, for raising our collective consciousness. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you, everyone. Until next Thursday, same time, same place. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you.